Our initial videotape, The Hitting Machine, has been extremely well received by coaches and players around the country. In response to those inquiries about other information, more information, Coach Ward, I want to know more about what you're doing at Oklahoma State University, we are responding by making this tape entitled 125 Drills and Techniques for the Hitting Machine. My assistants today, coaching at Oklahoma State University, Randy Whistler, Brett Boer, and Rocky Ward. To give you a systematic approach to hitting, we have taken 125 points, terms, and drills, and put those into 4 different categories. They're referred to as a star system. Section number 1 will be the step or the stride. Section number 2 will involve the trigger mechanism, triggering action in the hitting stroke. Section 3 will be the assemblage of power and levers. And section number 4 will be covered under a term called release. Noticing the first letter in each of those, S-T-A-R, we refer to it as the star system. It will improve our teaching and your teaching as you present it to other people, and or as you listen to it repeatedly. It gives you a section in which to put each idea, each drill, or each technique. We'll start today with the stride board. The first device and the first drill involves a stride box. They're easily constructed. Basically take any old set of 2x4s and plywoods that you have and build something that's close to a 36 by 36 inch stride box. Coach Whistler is working with it in an open setting. It restricts obviously the stride, the step of the front foot, while leaving an opening in the back for heel rotation that will be later defined in trigger area. The second phase of the drill is to take the stride box and turn it over so that the hitter works on top. Then as he strides, not only does he have balance responsibilities, but he has stride control responsibilities. Now again, remember the maximum length of both stride boxes, either open or closed, is approximately 36 inches. Not many hitters at any level will ever have that much more of a stride action of 36 total inches. Drill number 3 and technique number 3 is to use the tetherball. Now these are found on playgrounds and the rope attaches permanently to the ball itself. We have snaps, a small nylon cord affixing it properly, and we want the pressure between the hitter's knees as a part of his step to be felt. It's felt with inward pressure on the ball. Almost any type of ball can be used, but something that as the hitter strides and it frees itself, that it's easily picked right back up by pulling the cord, putting it right back into the spot. This also restricts the length of the stride, and it works hand in hand in it where it feels very, very comfortable for him. As he takes the striding action, it also allows him, having a soft front knee, it allows his upper body to flow with it. It's what we call relative body flow. For each couple of inches of stride, there has to be an inch or so of upper body flow with that striding action. So he moves back, he takes a stride and comes to me. Notice we'll have a soft front knee and we'll have a relative body flow upstairs. It keeps the body aligned and on plane. To develop a very important teaching point, you need a term to describe the conclusion of the stepping action in hitting. Our reference to that is the power base. It tells us everything about what should occur when we take the step. As the stepping action occurs in hitting, we come to a position where we feel great power in our legs, explosiveness. A second term and technique to describe, to help you feel and understand exactly what's taking place, is that the body is actually plugged in. Just as if you would take both your feet, come to the area, plug them in, just as you would plug a electrical outlet in, and feel the energy flow from the ground into those legs. The term power base and energy flow, 2 very important techniques in letting the athlete feel what happens at the striding contact with the ground. This device is called the Strider. It's commercially developed by David Gallagher, who is having an outstanding year with the Chicago White Sox this year. These are really very economical, and they can be tailored to each individual hitter. The distance in the chain can be adjusted from hitter to hitter. We have some stretch and some durability, but once that hitter has established his power base, every individual player relative to his build will have his own power base, his own distance between his feet at the conclusion of the stride. The strider can be developed for each individual hitter. Each guy can have one. They're economical to buy one for each guy on the ball club. It develops the striding distance so that it inhibits his total striding action on the step. An additional technique is to use an ankle weight. It should weigh at least 2.5 pounds. It could be as heavy as 5 or 10 pounds. And it is a natural inhibitor to overstriding. The movement of the foot has to be more logically, it has to feel to the hitter like it's coming a little bit more vertical in order to get it off the ground. In review of the drill situations for the step, the stride box can be combined with the strider. It can be combined with the ankle weight. You can work with the stride box open or closed, and you can really pay attention to see if we're landing on a soft front knee, if we're staying with relative body flow, and if we stay stacked at a power base. If we feel the energy come from the floor all the way into those legs and gathered at that power base, then we have a good stride, then we have a good step. Some other points to consider and to be aware of. One is that you don't want inward rotation as a part of action in striding. When I'm taking a step to move to hit, I don't want to bring an inward rotation into my shoulders or my knees. If I do that, then I set up an action that results with a reaction of moving out to the ball around the vertical axis. It makes me spin. It makes me circle to hit. It takes power away. It makes me a little bit shorter into the zone from the standpoint of having opportunity to make contact with the ball. Do not inwardly rotate. It's going to add a feeling of power, but it's going to reduce the ability to get linear flow to the ball, which is what we're trying to achieve. Another term we need to add to this is that the distance between the knees is referred to as quick zone number 1. Now recall the tetherball drill. The reason that ball is placed between the knees is to make the inside muscles of the legs function, to carry energy. The tetherball feel is going to reflect in distance between your kneecaps. It's referred to as quick zone number 1. The distance between the knees at the power base. It's important to understand that the bat is going to travel that same distance in order to make contact with the ball. If the knees are spread widely and the legs work independently of each other, then the distance between the knees at that setting tells you the bat's going to have to travel that same distance to deliver the type of lick to the ball that you wish. With the tetherball, the stride drills, distance between the knees is restricted, reduced, and we have a good quick zone number 1. What's happening upstairs as we're working so hard in the downstairs part of our body to get the power base established? We want to be sure we don't do another thing. We don't want to fall to the ball. We do not want to break at the waist and lean to the ball. This term is called vertical stacking. As I reach a power base action, I want to be sure my upper body stays up and clean so that as I get ready to turn the ball in sections 2 and 3 and 4 of the swing action, I will be up and in leverage. The shoulders stay above the hips above the feet. Vertical stacking, straight up and down. Do not let the power base action or the stride let you fall to the ball or inward rotate. Those will create problems in your stroke that you cannot correct, mistakes you cannot afford to make as a part of the step. Another technique in the legs is to deal with a vertical lift instead of sliding a foot laterally in the stride. If you're still having trouble with your hitter and he hasn't been able to understand quick zone or power base, the stride box hasn't helped, the strider hasn't helped, the ankle weight hasn't helped, then a vertical lift is a technique many hitters attempt to use. Instead of laterally moving, you pick it up vertically and put it down. Pick it up vertically and put it down. Refer to it as vertical lift. You'll find that it will assist you in reducing the length of the stride.